What if I told you that your bones could be silently crumbling right now, even if you feel perfectly fine? The truth is, by the time most seniors feel pain from weak bones, they've already lost 30% of their bone density. But here's the shocking part. Thousands of people are rebuilding their bones at 70, 80, even 90 years old, using foods sitting in their kitchen right now. I'm about to show you the 7 foods that top bone specialists are now prescribing instead of medication. Stay until number 5. It's the surprising fruit that outperformed osteoporosis drugs in a recent study that most doctors won't tell you about. Imagine this. You're playing with your grandchildren, and suddenly, a simple tumble that would have been nothing in your younger years results in a devastating hip fracture. 3 months of painful recovery, independence gone. This happens to 300,000 seniors every year, but it doesn't have to be your story. Here's why this matters so much. After 50, your bones lose density faster than ever before. Postmenopausal women can lose up to 20% of their bone mass in just 5 to 7 years. And the nutrients you need most, calcium, vitamin D, magnesium, become harder for your aging body to absorb. But there's incredible news. Groundbreaking research shows specific foods don't just slow bone loss. They actually stimulate your body to build new bone tissue. I've seen 70-year-olds increase bone density by 3 to 5% in just 6 months using these exact foods I'm about to share. One woman told me, "I was terrified of falling. Now I'm back to gardening, traveling, and living without fear." Stick around until the end. I'll show you exactly how to combine these 7 foods into a simple daily routine that takes just minutes. Let's dive into the 7 bone-building powerhouses that could transform your health and independence. 1. Greek yogurt, the calcium miracle. Your bones crave. If you're only getting calcium from regular dairy, you're missing out on what might be the most powerful bone-building food in your grocery store. Greek yogurt contains twice the protein and nearly 20% more calcium than regular yogurt. Why does this matter? Because without enough protein, that calcium has nowhere to stick in your bones. Here's what makes Greek yogurt different. During production, the whey is strained out, concentrating both protein and calcium in a form your aging body can actually absorb. The story of Edwina Eddie Kruger stopped me in my tracks. At 78, her doctor told her she was developing osteopenia, the precursor to osteoporosis. She hated calcium pills. They made her constipated and nauseated. Instead, Eddie started eating just 1 cup of Greek yogurt every morning with berries and flaxseed. Within 6 months, her bone scans stunned her doctor. Not only had her bone loss stopped, but her hip density had actually improved by 1.2%. For the first time in years, she told me, I can walk upstairs without holding the railing. But not all Greek yogurt is created equal. Look for these 3 things on the label. Plain, unsweetened, flavored versions can have as much sugar as ice cream. With vitamin D, this helps your body absorb the calcium. At least 15 grams of protein per serving. The most powerful part? Greek yogurt contains special proteins called bioactive peptides that actually tell your bone cells to start rebuilding. That's something no calcium pill can do. Don't like the taste? Stick around for number 4. It's perfect for people who can't stand dairy products. 2. Canned sardines, the tiny fish with giant bone benefits. What if I told you the most powerful bone-building food costs less than $2 and sits ignored on grocery store shelves? Most people walk right past canned sardines, but bone specialists are now calling them nature's best calcium supplement. Why? Because just 1 can contains 383 milligrams of calcium. That's more than a glass of milk, plus a massive dose of vitamin D that helps that calcium get into your bones. Here's the fascinating part. When you eat sardines, you're literally eating tiny fish bones. These soft, edible bones are pre-packaged with exactly the same minerals your own bones need. Let me introduce you to Jerry Hanley. At 74, this retired railway inspector from Rochester was told he needed calcium supplements for his worsening osteoporosis. But Jerry was lactose intolerant, and the pills gave him terrible stomach pain. After learning about sardines at a senior center workshop, Jerry was skeptical but desperate. He started adding them to salads with lemon juice and chopped celery. Within 6 months, something his doctor called nearly impossible happened. His bone density test showed improvement for the first time in 7 years. "My balance is better, my energy is up, and I haven't fallen once this year," Jerry told me. All from a $2 can of fish. But here's the secret most people miss. You must get sardines with the bones. That's where all the calcium is. Look for sardines with bones on the label, and choose ones packed in water or olive oil, not sauce. Never tried sardines? Don't worry, I'll show you a delicious 30-second recipe at the end that masks the fishy taste completely. Still not convinced? Keep watching for number 5. It might be the most surprising bone builder on our list. Number 3, leafy greens, the plant-based calcium source your doctor missed. Drink your milk for strong bones, we've all heard it. But what if I told you that cup for cup, certain leafy greens actually contain more calcium than milk? It's true. 1 cup of cooked collard greens contains 268 milligrams of calcium, about 25% of what seniors need daily, plus a secret nutrient most calcium supplements completely miss, vitamin K. A major study from Tufts University found that people with the highest vitamin K intake had a shocking 65% lower risk of hip fractures compared to those with low intake. Why? Because vitamin K is like the calcium director in your body. It tells calcium exactly where to go, your bones, and where not to go, your arteries. Meet Lenora Lenny Ellsworth. At 76, this retired choir director was devastated when her doctor said she was developing osteopenia. "I watched my mother shrink 6 inches and suffer multiple fractures. I was terrified of following the same path." Instead of immediately turning to medication, Lenny started eating kale, collards, or bok choy every single day. She added spinach to her eggs and blended kale into morning smoothies. 3 months later, not only did her labs show improved vitamin K levels, but her follow-up bone scan showed no further density loss. "The best part? I'm standing taller," Lenny said. "My daughter says I've actually gained ½ an inch in height." But not all greens are created equal for bone health. Spinach contains compounds called oxalates that can actually block calcium absorption. That's why kale, collards, and bok choy are your bone-building superstars. Can't stand the taste of greens? I'll show you a 30-second flavor hack at the end that makes them taste amazing. Now, if you're dairy-free or vegan, you're going to love number 4. 4. Fortified plant milks, the dairy-free bone solution. But I can't do dairy. I hear this all the time. Whether it's lactose intolerance, digestion issues, or personal preference, many seniors struggle with traditional dairy products. Here's the game changer. Today's fortified plant milks can actually deliver more calcium and vitamin D than cow's milk without the digestive distress. The key word is fortified. While natural plant milks contain very little calcium, the fortified versions are calcium powerhouses. The best ones contain 45% of your daily calcium needs and 25% of your vitamin D requirements in a single cup. Take Wendell Duke, an 80-year-old retired mail carrier who suffered terrible bloating from regular milk. After switching to fortified soy milk, not only did his digestive issues disappear, but his nighttime leg cramps, a classic sign of calcium deficiency, vanished within weeks. "I put it in my oatmeal every morning and use it in my protein shake after my daily walk," Duke told me. "At my last checkup, my doctor asked what supplement I was taking. He couldn't believe it was just soy milk." Here's what to look for on the label. At least 300 milligrams calcium per cup, 30% daily value. Added vitamin D, at least 100 IU per serving. Unsweetened. To avoid added sugars that can leach calcium from bones. Soy milk deserves special mention here. It's the only plant milk with significant protein, about 7 grams per cup, and it contains natural compounds called isoflavones that actually mimic estrogen's bone protective effects. But what if you don't like the taste of plant milks either? Stay tuned for number 7. It might be the easiest solution yet. Number 5. Prunes, the surprising fruit that rebuilds bones. This next food might be the most surprising one on our list. Most people think of prunes as just something for digestion, but groundbreaking research from Pennsylvania State University revealed something astonishing. Postmenopausal women who ate just 5 to 6 prunes daily for 6 months showed significant improvements in bone mineral density compared to those who didn't. Even more shocking? In some studies, prunes outperformed certain osteoporosis medications for preventing bone loss. Why are prunes such bone-building powerhouses? They contain unique plant compounds that fight inflammation and oxidative stress, two major drivers of age-related bone loss that calcium alone doesn't address. Take Maxine Max Hargrove, an 84-year-old who had been battling osteopenia for years. Her doctor prescribed medication, but the side effects made her miserable. On her granddaughter's advice, Max started eating 5 prunes with breakfast each morning. After just 3 months, she noticed something remarkable. Her balance was better, and she was no longer unsteady when getting out of bed. "It's such a simple thing," Max told me, "but it's given me my confidence back." The science behind prunes and bone health is fascinating. They're one of the richest sources of boron, a trace mineral that helps your body use calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D efficiently. They also contain potassium, which prevents calcium from leaching out of your bones. Not a fan of prunes? I get it, many people aren't. At the end, I'll share a delicious 30-second prune recipe that masks the taste completely while delivering all the bone benefits. But if you think prunes are surprising, wait until you see number 6. Number 6, eggs, the perfect bone-building breakfast. What if I told you that one of the most powerful bone-building foods has been sitting in your refrigerator all along? Eggs are one of nature's perfect packages of bone-supporting nutrients. The magic is in the yolk. It's one of the few natural food sources of vitamin D, which is absolutely critical for calcium absorption. Here's the shocking part. Studies show up to 80% of seniors are deficient in vitamin D. And without it, calcium supplements are practically useless. Your body simply can't absorb calcium without adequate vitamin D. Meet Mildred "Millie" Rosas, a 77-year-old former school principal who was devastated by her osteoporosis diagnosis. The doctor wanted me on 3 different supplements, but they upset my stomach terribly. Instead, Millie started eating 2 eggs every morning with a side of sautéed kale. 3 months later, her blood work showed dramatically improved vitamin D levels, and her bone turnover markers, indicators of how quickly she was losing bone, had significantly improved. "It's such a simple change," Millie said, "but it's made all the difference. I've actually gained strength in my grip test, which my doctor says is strongly correlated with bone density. Beyond vitamin D, eggs provide high-quality protein, about 6 to 7 grams per egg, which is essential for maintaining the collagen matrix that keeps bones flexible and resistant to fractures." But what about cholesterol? Great news. The latest research has completely exonerated eggs. The American Heart Association now confirms that moderate egg consumption, up to 1 egg per day, is perfectly safe for most people, including those with cardiovascular concerns. For an extra bone boost, look for vitamin D-enhanced eggs from hens fed special diets. These can contain up to 6 times more vitamin D than standard eggs. Now, if you're plant-based or vegan, you'll definitely want to see number 7. Tofu, the plant-based bone builder that works like magic. Our final bone-building powerhouse might be the most versatile of all, and it's perfect for those who follow plant-based diets. Tofu is far more than just a meat alternative. When made with calcium sulfate, check the ingredient list. Tofu contains more calcium per serving than cow's milk, up to 500 milligrams in just half a cup. But what makes tofu truly special for bone health is its content of isoflavones, plant compounds that mimic the bone protective effects of estrogen in the body. This is particularly important for women after menopause, when estrogen decline accelerates bone loss. Take Clarence C.J. Donnelly, a 79-year-old retired firefighter who had never eaten tofu in his life, until a bone scan revealed alarming density loss. His daughter convinced him to try calcium-set tofu in stir-fries and breakfast scrambles. "I was skeptical. I'm a meat and potatoes guy," CJ told me. But after 3 months, my follow-up scan showed my bone loss had completely stopped. My doctor couldn't believe it was just from changing my diet. The most remarkable part? CJ's physical therapist noticed his posture had improved, and his balance was significantly better during routine assessments. For seniors who struggle with chewing tougher foods or want to reduce saturated fat, tofu is gentle on teeth, easy to digest, and incredibly versatile. You can bake it, grill it, stir-fry it, or even blend it into smoothies for added creaminess. Just remember, always check the label for calcium sulfate or calcium-set tofu. That's what makes it a bone-building superfood. your simple daily bone-building routine. Now, I promised you a simple way to incorporate these 7 bone-building foods into your daily routine. Here it is. Breakfast: Greek yogurt with 5 chopped prunes, a sprinkle of flaxseed, and a drizzle of honey. Or 2 eggs with sautéed kale. Lunch: a sandwich with sardine salad, mixed with lemon juice and avocado to mask the fishy taste. Or a tofu stir-fry with bok choy and broccoli. Dinner: any protein you enjoy, paired with calcium-rich collard greens sautéed with garlic and olive oil. Beverage: replace 1 daily beverage with fortified plant milk or use it in your coffee. That's it. Simple changes that deliver powerful results. Remember Edwina, Jerome, Lenora, Wendell, Maxine, Mildred, and Clarence? They're all living proof that it's never too late to strengthen your bones naturally. Imagine walking confidently without fear of falling, playing with grandchildren without worrying about fractures, maintaining your independence and quality of life. That's what strong bones give you, and it starts with what's on your plate. If you take just one thing from this video, let it be this: your bones are alive, constantly rebuilding themselves. Feed them right, and they'll support you for life. Which of these 7 bone-building foods will you try first? Comment below and let us know. And if you know someone who needs this information, share this video. You might just change their life. Don't forget to subscribe to nutrihubbliss for more evidence-based nutrition tips that help you age with strength, vitality, and joy. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video on the 5 exercises that strengthen bones without putting strain on your joints. Remember, your best years aren't behind you. They're built day by day with every bite you take.